and reduced to nothing in 1 or 2 high tide cycles. That's what's scary. And guys, we haven't even talked about Kitty Hawk, Kill Double Hills, Nag's Head. Kitty Hawk, if you remember a few years ago, and I have quite a bit of video back in my social media. If you search back, I don't know, man, over the last 10 years, when Kitty Hawk was the hot spot. Well, this storm did a number on those dunes in the Milepost 4 area. There is the Black Pelican restaurant. It's actually the former Kitty Hawk life-saving station. It's where the Wright brothers sent the telegram to their father to say success, and on December 17th, 1903. That area right there, the dunes have really built back up. And that's thanks to 2 beach nourishment projects and a really great program here, Better Beaches OBX, of dune grass planting that goes on throughout the off-season. Christmas trees planted out there. I've been out there, done it myself with the Christmas tree hauling. And anyway, that area, we've got some pretty sizable escarpments that got developed. And that's escarpment meaning dunes that got chewed up with this storm. So we got some more areas to worry about, but this right here, the canal zone, if you're looking at right now, and the DOT camera that we get those shots from is that pole that's kind of standing up at the end there. That area, like you said, Brett, yeah, that was 10 to 15 foot high dunes pre-Aaron. I've got video where I climbed up on top of that just to I was getting some of this perspective stuff to have in case this happened, of saying, here's where we are, here's where we were, and here's what's happened. And the thing about it is the ocean is breaking right on the other side of that dune. It's washing up right on the other side of that berm. We shouldn't call them dunes because they're berms. They're just basically sand, the DOT's having to push up every time they go by there, or every time this happens. So yeah, it's crazy how much sand has been moved over the last 2 months now, but really over the last 10 years, over the last 20 years here alone on the Outer Banks. But yeah, that normally you can't see the ocean when you're driving there on a normal day like I said, a couple of months ago. Now it's just regular, it might as well not even be there essentially, and see how high that is, all that stuff's gone now. That sand had to go somewhere. It's just gone down the beach. But, thankfully we've got sand that we can put back there. But yeah, this is going to be a struggle as long as we go through the winter, because we know we're not done with this by any means. We've had some pretty lucky winters the last couple of years out here of not having a consistent run of nor'easters. Seems like now we're back into that pattern where we're getting them all the time again. So
quite the pattern.
Well,
go ahead, Brett.
Let's hope that the system in about 10 days doesn't come out of the Caribbean and try to come up the East Coast, because that would be a huge issue. There's no time to get anything back built there. Because when we came in from the north, was it Friday, Chris? We ended up going in on Friday afternoon. Those berms we couldn't see the ocean anywhere on our way in. Those berms were back up to 12-ish or better feet high. So seeing that, they were able to just get it up, to a level of 5-6 feet just to be able to get us through there. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is. Jay's got a great question. Is there any side of the Outer Banks that's alternate routes outside of Highway 12? When we talk about Highway 12, and it's something to note about that, we're normally focused on Hatteras Island and Ocracoke Island. That is it. There is nothing else. The ferries are the only other way to get there. To Ocracoke, you can take the mainland ferry, either from Swan Quarter in Hyde County or from Carteret County and Cedar Island down towards Morehead City. But you get on Ocracoke, you can't go north, as we showed you until today, because you've got erosion going on. Highway 12 is it for Hatteras and Ocracoke. When we talk about Kill Double Hills and Nag's Head and Corolla and Duck and Southern Shores and Manio, there are 2 ways. You got 158 and you got 64 that come in there. So yeah, but Jay, no, there is nothing south of Whalebone Junction, the end of US 64, which runs from one end of the state to the other, and the end of US 158, which basically runs from one end of the state to the other. They merge there at what's called Whalebone Junction. Highway 12 picks everybody up and takes them south. That's it. That's the road.
Incredible stuff. Brett and Chris, if we haven't said this already, thanks for sharing your visuals with us and our audience. We appreciate you. Just like we talked about, seeing is believing, and there's a lot to be believed and a lot to be seen.